Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here and a part of the No Code Devs community. We're super lucky today to have Dinesh with Cloudways. He is the community relations manager, knows a ton about Cloudways, and we're really excited to have him present today on Vultr high frequency servers on Cloudways and give you just sort of a demo of Cloudways in general. I think you'll learn a lot. And if you have any questions afterwards, we'll provide you a way to get in touch so that you can get your questions answered. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, Dinesh.
Thanks a lot. Hello, everyone. I am Danish from Cloudways, and I work with the community team. It's great to be here with No Code Steph today. I am super excited to discuss on the website speed and how it impacts user behavior. Specifically, I will dive into the advantage of using Vultr high-frequency servers to enhance your website performance.
Amazing. Yeah, I think that we'll get into a lot of information about Cloudways here, specifically the servers. But from just a high level standpoint, if you're not familiar with Cloudways, by the end of this presentation, I think you'll have some familiarity with Cloudways and how you can get set up and how everything works, as well as some of the exciting features that Cloudways has to offer. But let's back up. Could you share the story behind Cloudways with us? Specifically, what's Cloudways' mission and vision when it was founded? Additionally, if you can elaborate on the importance of managed hosting and how Cloudways provides flexibility in terms of providers and applications, I think that'd be a good start, and it would give our audience a good foundation as to where we're going.
Sure. So Cloudways was founded with the mission of simplifying cloud hosting for businesses of all sizes. So the company recognized that while cloud hosting offers powerful scalability and flexibility, managing cloud infrastructure can be complex and time consuming, especially for those without technical expertise. So Cloudways aim to bridge this gap by providing a platform that makes cloud hosting accessible, manageable, and efficient for everyone, from developers and agencies to e-commerce businesses and startups. So the mission statement of Cloudways is to empowering people to move their dreams forward. The core mission of Cloudways is to provide a seamless and user-friendly cloud hosting experience. So the company is focusing on delivering managed hosting solutions that enable businesses to focus on their core activities, while Cloudways handle the technical aspects of hosting, such as server management, security, performance optimization. So you do not need to get into server technicalities. Cloudways handle all those technicalities. You just need to focus on your business and moving your dreams forward. If I talk about the vision of Cloudways, so Cloudways envisions a world where businesses can leverage the power of cloud hosting without the technical overhead. The company strives to be a leading managed hosting provider by continuously evolving and delivering high quality, reliable, flexible hosting solution that completes the needs of its clients. So as we are working on the product and its feature on a daily basis, and we are introducing new features into the platform that will help the business owners to grow their business. So if we talk about the managed hosting, so for example, if you go with the unmanaged hosting, so you need technical knowledge to deploy the server, or at least you need some knowledge about the droplets, about the instances, how you can manage all these things. So the managed solution solves this issue for the no coders, for the people who do not have technical knowledge. So with the managed solution, the things are very easy. Like you can deploy your website very easily, solution as Cloudways provide. So Cloudways is a managed hosting solution with the flexibility of top hosting providers such as DigitalOcean, AWS, Google Cloud, Vultr, and Linode. Specifically, we will discuss about the Vultr high-frequency servers. In terms of flexibility, you have the flexibility to choose the providers that you want. You have the flexibility to choose the server size. You do not need to upgrade the plans. First, you need to cancel the previous one, and upgrade to the new one. It is not something on the managed solutions. So the things are on your hand. You can select the server size, you can select the locations, you can select all the things, and you can deploy the things very easily. Managed solutions. So same as on Cloudways, I will demonstrate like how easily you can deploy your website on a managed solution like Cloudways.
Yeah, wow, that was a ton of information and such a great answer. I like a lot of the things that you touched on there, like just being able to sort of deploy applications without having any technical knowledge is a really big thing. It certainly allows businesses and agencies just to focus on their agency and serving their customers rather than getting lost or spending an exuberant amount of time with all the technical setup of the server. Also, I really like how Cloudways is sort of agnostic as to the hosting. So you can use DigitalOcean, you can use AWS, Google, I believe. So there's options there. You're able to choose whichever one works best for you and then provision it to the sizes that you need for your specific business needs. And I believe you also have auto scaling as well. We don't have to talk about that now, but there's definitely different options there. So Cloudways is a huge product. There's a ton of features. You mentioned like these sites, there's different applications that you can sort of run on Cloudways, but I think for anybody who's not familiar with Cloudways, it'd be really interesting if you could dive a little bit deeper into some of the standout features of Cloudways and how they can benefit businesses and agencies.
Okay, so in terms of like features, first I would like to say like it is very easy to use. The interface is very user friendly. You can perform all the operations very easily on Cloudways platform. Either the operations are related to server and your application. The things are very easy on a Cloudways platform. The second important thing is we provide staging and cloning options. For example, if your site in a production environment and you need a staging application where you can test all the things, and then you need to push all these things on your live website. So the staging environment will help you to prevent your website from anything wrong that can be happen on your website while you are doing some editing or you are doing some production work on your website. So we provide a staging environment. We also provide the cloning environment. If you want to clone the whole server with all the applications, so you can clone it very easily. For example, you deploy the server with DigitalOcean, and now you want to clone the server with all the applications on Vultr high frequency, or you can say on GCP, so you can do it easily on Cloudways. So we provide staging and cloning. The third one is the vertical scaling. So we also provide vertical scaling. So there are two types of scaling. The one is auto scaling, which is we provide with our another, which is Cloudways autonomous. But right now we are discussing on a Cloudways flexible. So we provide vertical scaling. So what is vertical scaling is like you can upgrade the resources of your server. For example, you choose a 2 GB server with a 2 GB RAM and 25 GB storage. You can upgrade the resources of your server by one click. You just simply need to select the upgraded options and you just need to click on a scale now button. So you can scale it at any time. And the good thing is you will not face any downtime during the vertical scaling feature when the feature is working. So you will not face any downtime. After that, like we provide monitoring options where you can monitor your server health, CPU usage, disk usage, bandwidth, and all the things. And also you can monitor these things application wise because we provide multiple applications on a single server. For example, if you select the 4 GB server and you want to deploy two applications, the one is WordPress and the other one is PHP. So you can do it on Cloudways. It is very easy to do on Cloudways. We provide unlimited application options on a single server. So you can deploy multiple different applications on a single server. As well as in terms of backups, we provide backups. We provide server level backups and application level backups. On the server level backups, you can also schedule the backup. For example, you thought like the off hour time, like where you face very low business hours. So you can schedule the backup at that time. You can select the day, you can select the time, and you can select the time zone, and you can schedule the backup. As well as you can also take a on-demand backup. You just need to click on a on-demand button and the backup created, and you can also restore the backup. On the application level, as I said, like you can deploy multiple applications on a single server. So if you want to take backups application wise, like you want to create a backup on of a single application, so you can do it as well. And there are restore and rollback options as well. You can also restore the previous backups and also roll back the backups that you restore and you are not confirmed about the things that are going on with the website. So you can also roll back. In terms of security features, that is very important for the users. Like security is very crucial nowadays. And if you write like WordPress and go to the news sections, you will see multiple news threads related to hacking and all the things. So in terms of security features, we provide dedicated server level firewalls, automated protection with file to man, regular security, patches and updates. This is important because if you go with the unmanaged solution, so you need to take care of some security aspects as well. You need to do the updates and all the things. With the managed solution, it is very easy, and like it is on providers, and you do not need to get into these things. We provide bot protection that will protect your website from bot and brute force attack. We also provide vulnerability scanner, like you can scan the whole website and it will identify you which plugin, which theme, and if the vulnerability is in the core of the WordPress, it will identify you like there is an vulnerability in your website. We also provide one-click free SSL, which is very important for the e-commerce website, especially. And the good thing is like we provide cache mechanism, like we provide Varnish, Memcache, Redis, Object Cache Pro. So these are the cache mechanism we provide. So these things really help to optimize your website. With the Varnish, with the Memcache usually used to optimize your database. Redis is also for that. We also provide Object Cache Pro as free with the WordPress applications. If you deploy 1 GB server or 8 GB server or any above server, you will get the Object Cache Pro. In terms of support, it is also a very important feature for the client. We provide 24/7 support. You can connect with our support team whenever you want inside the platform. And the last thing related to, there are many other things, but the one that I listed for this webinar, the last thing is the free migration. We also provide free migration. If your website is hosted somewhere else, you can request our migration team to migrate your website to Cloudways. We provide one free migration, up to 5 free migrations to our customer, depending on their spending. So you do not need to worry about the migration. We provide free migration and we have a dedicated migration team. The team is responsible to migrate your website completely and securely to Cloudways.
Yeah, and I know that's a big concern for a lot of businesses is, maybe they're unhappy with their provider, but thought of, migrating to a new server, a new provider is daunting. And, you worry about, errors and possible downtime and all these other issues. So the fact that you offer, up to 5 migrations, I believe you said, for customers is super reassuring. Plus you have all the other things that you just talked about, such as, backups, either automatically or at your choice, and security and customer service and support. Because, if you're a non-technical person, which you might choose cloud hosting because you're a little bit less technical, you want to sort of have that peace of mind that if you get into a situation where you have a question, that there's somebody there who can support you and help you. And of course, like, the most basic thing is, businesses want their website to run and run efficiently and run without errors. And, it sounds like Cloudways is, checking for vulnerabilities and plugins. It's checking for vulnerabilities on the site. It's optimizing the database and caching. So it's really taking a lot of these concerns and, mitigating the risk as much as possible and making it as user-friendly and easy as possible for somebody to get up and running. But if you are a little bit more technical, you can, certainly drill down into the more technical details of your website with Cloudways as well. But let's just say that somebody is non-technical. How does Cloudways ensure top-notch performance and reliability with its stack components like PHP, Apache, Linux, PHP 8 servers for non-technical customers and users? How do you sort of ensure that and give customers peace of mind?
Okay, so first of all, let me tell you about the stack that Cloudways provide. So the stack on the Cloudways is based on Nginx, Apache, MariaDB, PHP, Linux, MariaDB, I called it. So the stack is based on these things, and we provide the PHP 8 ready servers. So these things, we use the latest versions of like PHP, Linux, Apache, MariaDB. So the version is itself a component element for the top-notch performance. And we also did a benchmarking on PHP 8 ready servers where we compare all the versions and which one performing well. So if you are interested, you can search on a Google like PHP benchmarking by Cloudways. So you can like the audience can get that particular blog where they can learn about the PHP 8 ready servers. So in terms of performance, top-notch performance, like as I said before, like we are continuously working on our product and we provide the cache mechanism. We provide the Object Cache Pro, as I said. We provide all Varnish, Memcache, all these things that are very important for your website performance. And you can get too much help from these features in your website optimization, as well as we also partnered with Cloudflare. So Cloudways is a partner of Cloudflare, and we provide their enterprises. So you can also use Cloudflare CDN and use its features like page cache and all the other options that are very important for your website optimization. And we also do some benchmarking along with the top providers such as Insta, WP, and Flywheel, SiteGround. So we sort out like we finalize 10 of the providers and we do the benchmarking to check like how Cloudways server responds and how the other providers servers response on your website. I will share the benchmarking with the audience as well by sharing my screen. So these are the things that we provide. Also with the DigitalOcean and with the Vultr, we also provide with the Vultr, we provide high frequency servers. With DigitalOcean, we provide premium servers. So with DigitalOcean, we provide two types of server, premium server and standard, and same with the Vultr. We provide standard and Vultr high frequency. So what's the difference? So the difference is in the technology, like the hardware, the CPU core. The difference is in the technology. And also, if you have a website that is very normal and you are not getting too much traffic, you can go with the standard one, but the premium one or the Vultr high frequency, these servers are designed for your high demanding websites. So if you have an e-commerce website, so it is recommended to go with the high frequency server and with the DigitalOcean premium server. We also provide like the most important thing is I forgot to mention it. Like we provide dedicated hosting. So dedicated hosting is the most important thing for your website optimization, as your website will not compromise because of the other application. So we provide dedicated hosting with the SSD based hosting. So these are all the factors that really help to optimize your website. If you are a WordPress user or a WooCommerce or having a WooCommerce website, we also provide a Breeze plugin that is owned by Cloudways. So you can do the all the browser cache and all the things by using this Breeze plugin. So we provide all these things to help our customer because the speed is very crucial and very important nowadays. It is not the luxury, it is the necessity right now. So also like the speed is also a ranking factor mentioned by the Google. So if your website is not top notch and not loading very fast, so you will definitely lose your customers or sale. So these are the stacks and all the things we provide for the for the optimization and the speed and for the speed.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it on the head. I mean, especially with e-commerce these days. I know Amazon, obviously the biggest e-commerce retailer probably in the world, at least close, has done studies that milliseconds make a huge difference in sales. And if you have, of course, you're not going to be Amazon, but if you have an e-commerce shop that's doing high volume and your site is not performing correctly, that's going to cost you real dollars. So being non-technical, maybe you just want to focus on your business and making sure that you're doing the marketing and sales and the service and the support and worrying about all of these minute details that make everything optimized and perfect is really not something that you have to focus on your energy on, so you can focus on your core business. So this is all amazing information, but I think what would be really helpful, if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen, give us a demonstration of the Cloudways platform. Can you show us like how a regular user would deploy a server and perform different server operations? I think that would help a lot, if you wouldn't mind.
So first you need to log into the Cloudways platform, and here you can see the dashboard of the Cloudways platform where the servers are mentioned, applications are mentioned, and the Cloudways autonomous also mentioned. So Cloudways provide two types of product. The one is flexible and the other one is autonomous. So right now in this webinar, we will only discover the flexible one. So first you need to access your server. So there are multiple ways to access your server. So you can click on a view all server link to access the server. Otherwise, you need to go on a dashboard, then click on a Cloudways flexible and click on my servers. So here are the servers that you deployed on a Cloudways account. So I have one with the Vultr high frequency and the other one also. So to deploy the server on Cloudways, it is very easy. You just need to click on a add server button, and then you need to select the application, which is WordPress. So we provide four types of application: WordPress, Magento, PHP, and Laravel. So you can select the one that you want. Once you select the version of the application, then you need to name the application. And then you need to name the server. And after that, you have option to select from the top 5 providers that we provide: DigitalOcean, Vultr, Linode, AWS, and GCP. So I am selecting Vultr, and in Vultr there are two options with the server size. The one is high frequency and the other one is standard. So if you have a high demanding application, it is recommended to go with the high frequency servers. And if your application is standard and it is not getting too much traffic, so you can go with the standard one. So I am going with the high frequency one. Then after that, you need to select the server size, either 4 GB, 8 GB, up to 48 GB. I am selecting the 4 GB one. Then after that, you need to select the location. Make sure to select the location that is similar to your target audience. So for example, I am using USA Chicago. And then after that, you need to click on a launch now button. It is that much simple. There are few steps. You need to select the application, name the application and server, select the provider, select the server size, select the location, and then click on the launch now button. There is a little difference between DigitalOcean, Vultr, Linode, and as compared to Amazon and GCP. With Amazon, you can select the server size, bandwidth, storage. In the storage, you can also select application web files, database, all the things separately. Same for the GCP. So you can select the server size, bandwidth, storage, and all the things separately. With DigitalOcean, Vultr, and Linode comes with a package. Like for example, if you select the 4 GB server size, it comes with a package which includes 4 GB RAM, 128 GB of disk, 3 TB transfer, and 2-core processor. So we are good to go to click on a launch now button. All the things are selected. I just need to click on a launch now button. Before I click, here you can see the price are mentioned, the hourly price and the monthly price of this particular server. So when you click on a launch now button, so here you can see it will take around 13 minutes to deploy the server along with the application. So we already have a server, so we will not waste time to discuss the server details. So I have this server. When I click on this, here are the details of the server, where you can see the master credentials. This is the public IP, which is a dedicated IP, the username and the password. So there are two ways to access the backend of your website. We also provide SSH terminal. So you can launch the SSH terminal and use these credentials to access into your website. Otherwise, you can use these details and use any file transfer protocol like FileZilla, and you can use these credentials to access the backend of your website, like your files, public underscore HTML folder, and all the things. So here are the master credentials. If we jump on a monitoring tab, so in the monitoring, there's a summary tab, details tab, and a new relic tab. In the summary tab, you can see the server health, the RAM usage, CPU usage, disk usage, and bandwidth usage. So we provide multiple applications on a single server. If you deploy multiple applications on the same server, you can also see the usage application wise. If you click on it, so you will see here all the details application wise. So in the monitoring tab, there's the details where you can see like the hour where your server is on high usage. So you can also check all these details. If we jump on a manage server option, so here you can see the stack we provide, which is based on Apache, Memcache, MySQL, New Relic, Nginx, Redis, Varnish. So what you can do from here is like you can restart all the things, and you can also enable, disable all the things. For the Redis, for the Varnish and Memcache, you can also purge the cache from these settings. If we jump on a setting in packages, so here are the details in the basic. If you are not a developer and you do not know about the coding and you are not a technical person, so it is difficult for you to change the execution limit, upload size, memory limit, because you need to go into wp-config.php file and do some changes in the code. So it will change the execution limit and all the things. But with Cloudways, these things are a one-click option. Like for example, if you want to increase the memory limit, you just need to write here 500, and you just need to click on a save changes. So the memory limit will increase up to 500. So in the advanced option, there are some details for the developers. So I will not go into these details. In the packages option, if you want to change the version of your PHP. So you can change the PHP version from here. So you simply need to click on modify and you can select the PHP version. For example, right now I am with 8.1. If I select 8.0, it will ask me to continue. Once I click on continue, it will change the PHP version. Same with the MariaDB and all the other things. If we jump on a security option, so we provide also IP block listing. So you can whitelist any IP, you can block the IPs that are hitting your website. If we jump on a vertical scaling option, vertical scaling is one of the most important option Cloudways provide. For example, your website is facing traffic spike and you need to upgrade the server resources. So you can easily do it using vertical scaling option. Simply you need to select the server size. For example, right now I am on a 4 GB server. I just need to select the server size and then click on a scale now button. So vertical scaling is a very important option for the businesses that are growing rapidly. So you do not need to completely change the plan and request the provider to change the plan and upgrade your plan. It is on the customer hand. You just simply need to select the server size and click on a scale now button. Now, if we jump on a backup options, so Cloudways provide three types of backup. You can also schedule your backup. You can also take on-demand backups, and you can also create your local backups. So you can schedule your backup at your preferred time. You can also set the frequency and the retention of the backup. You can also take the backup whenever you want by clicking on the Take Backup Now button. You can also create the local backup by enabling this toggle option. What it will do is it will create a copy of your entire website, of your entire server in your public underscore HTML folder. So you can download it into your system and save it for any disaster and for the next time like you need to use it. With the SMTP option, like Cloudways provide multiple SMTP option. Like with your own SMTP, you can use Mailgun, Mandrill, Sendgrid, and all the other things. And if you want to use like Elastic Email, as we provide email as a paid add-on, like we provide Rackspace Email, Elastic Email, so you can also configure SMTP from here as well. So these are the details about the server. There are much more details into this, but I need to concise all the things because we have a limited time. So these are the details that are related to server on Cloudways.
Yeah, thanks so much for going over that. It's super easy to set up a server. You basically just have to name it, choose your size, choose your provider, and you're good to go. Really nice that you can vertically scale. I think that's incredibly important. If your traffic increases or your usage increases, all of a sudden it's super easy to do that without any technical knowledge of how it all works. So super cool. And I know there's a ton that you didn't cover, but just being able to back up, manage the services, monitor everything in one simple dashboard is super, super easy. So let's pivot a little bit and talk about the actual application. How can a user access the application? And also, can you provide us with the other options associated with the application?
Okay, cool. So again, as there were multiple options to access the server, it's the same for the application. You can access your application from here, like by clicking on www icon. So you can access your application from here. Otherwise, you can access from here as well by going to the dashboard and click on Cloudways Flexible and click on My Applications. So you will have the list of all your applications. So by clicking on it, so here are the details that are related to your application. So we provide a staging URL. For example, if you do not have a domain name currently and you want to edit your website, create your website first and then map the domain name. So you do not need to worry about because we provide a staging URL. So when you deploy the server, you will get the staging URL. So you can do work on your website and after that you can map your domain. So here's the application URL. Here's the admin panel details, like you can access the dashboard of your WordPress website. Same for the PHP, Laravel, and Magento application. You will get the admin panel details so you can access your application. Here is the database details related to your application. You can also launch the database manager and see all the things related to your database. So if I click on this, I will access my application with the URL. The second thing and a very important thing is staging management. Cloudways provide staging management. Why it is important? If your website is in a production, so For example, if your website is live and now you want to do some changes on your website, so it is recommended to use the staging application because it will not affect your live website. Once you are done with the changes, then you can push all the changes to your live website and it will not face any downtime. So we provide a staging management. You just need to click on a launch staging, select the server and then click on a continue, and it will create the staging website for you. Here you can see it start creating a staging application. So let me access another application to continue the demo. So with the monitoring option, so there are multiple things we provide. You can monitor the analytics of your website, the traffic, the PHP request, MySQL request, any cron running on your application, the disk usage and all the things. With the logs, you can also see errors and access log in the monitoring tab. If we jump on a vulnerability scanner, so we provide vulnerability scanner along with the WordPress application. So what it will do is, like, if you run this scanner, it will inform you about the infected plugin, theme, or if there is any vulnerability in your WordPress code, so it will identify you. So the common practice in the community, like when you ask people like, I don't know which plugin is causing issues in my website. So the common practice, people suggest you to deactivate all of your plugins and themes and then activate them one by one to see which one is the culprit one. So with the vulnerability scanner, it will identify you which particular plugin or theme is causing the issue. So you just simply need to eliminate that particular plugin or theme or deactivate it. We also provide bot protection. So if you enable it, like, it will save your website from the bot traffic. For the malware protection, so we recently introduced malware protection. So what malware protection do is scan your website, like your application completely, and remove the malware from your website. It's a paid add-on. You just need to click on enable protection, and then you need to scan your website using malware protection. So we partnered with Immunify 360 for this add-on, and it will help your website and your website database as well from any of the attacks for any of the malware. The next option is domain management. If we jump on a domain management, so managing domain is very easy on Cloudways. You just need to click on a add domain button, name your domain, for example, danish.com, and you just need to click on a save changes. After that, you need to do two things. First, you need to copy the public IP address and register it as a record in your domain registrar. The second thing is, after the A record mapping, you need to make your domain as primary by click on a three dot icon and then click on a make primary. Your domain will map and the staging URL will remove and it will start showing your actual domain, that is, for example, danish.com. If we talk about the SSL certificate, like, again, I want to go through very quickly as we have a limited time. So the installation of SSL certificate is very easy. You just simply need to select the let's encrypt SSL certificate, provide the email address and the domain name, and click on install certificate. The SSL certificate will install on your website, and it's a free SSL certificate. Backup and storage, we provide backup in the server option, and we also provide backup and restore option along with the application as well. So you can take the backup, and the schedule option is not with the application, it is only with the server, but you can take the application backup whenever you want by click on the take backup now button. It will also have a list of all the backups you created like in previous time. You can restore any one of them you want. We also provide the not only the restore application, but also provide the rollback option. For example, if you select the backup which is on 5th August and restore this application and you are not satisfied with the things happening on your website, you can also roll back the restore application option. If we jump on a deploy via Git, so if you are a coder or if you are a coder and you know like about you have a knowledge, the technical knowledge you have, and you are maintaining your projects on GitHub, so you can also integrate Git with Cloudways and you can pull and push your project from GitHub on to Cloudways. With the application settings, here are the details that are solely for the developer, so I will not go into these details. With the migration tool, the good thing is we provide one free migration to our new customer. We have a dedicated migration team, so you can request our team for the migration. They will handle all the details of your migration. You do not need to worry about the migration. We provide one up to five migration to our customer based on their persona and all the things. But we also provide migration tool that is WordPress Migrator plugin. And this plugin is free to use. You just simply need to download it and install it and use it. The process is very simple. If you click on a need help button, there is a KB which will guide you how you can use this tool. So it's a free tool and it will easily migrate your website from your current provider depending on the size of your website. So you can use this tool as well. If we jump on a Cloudflare option, so we partner with Cloudflare and we provide Cloudflare Enterprise inside the Cloudways platform with the fastest CDN option, enterprise level protection, WAF, image optimization, mobile optimization, DDoS protection, page cache, and many more. So the process is simple. You just simply need to enter your domain name and then you need to update the TXT record in your domain registrar. The price are mentioned here, so you can avail all the advantages of Cloudflare Enterprise inside the Cloudways platform. The last option in the application menu is Safe Updates. So what is Safe Update? Safe Updates is like add-on, a paid or add-on, which help you to keep your website updated. You can schedule the updates, you can run the on-demand updates. So what it will do is like it will create a staging website first, then it will do the end-to-end testing, then it will do the visual regression testing and perform the updates, and then it will show you the report. And if there is an issue with the plugin or theme, that is why the safe update not successfully update the plugin or theme, it will also inform you in the report like why this plugin or theme is not updated by safe update. So it's again a paid add-on and you can enable it if you are an agency owner and you have multiple websites on Cloudways. So it is a very good option for you to manage your updates. So you do not need to manually update all the things. So the option people might ask, like you can also enable the auto updates inside the WordPress dashboard. But with the safe updates, it will perform the visual regression testing, end-to-end testing, create your staging website. So the chances to hurt your live website is very minimal. So it will not hurt your live website and it will do all the things that are very essential before updating all the things. And you will also have a log where you can see what performed well and what performed not well. So these are the details related to application.
Yeah, wow. There's a ton there. I know you probably have some of your favorites, but I personally really like, obviously the staging environment. I think it's critical to be able to push your changes to a staging environment before they go live, so you make sure that everything's working correctly. And having used WordPress myself, the pain you described of disabling plugins one by one to see where the vulnerabilities are or the errors are is very time consuming and just not very efficient as a process. So just being able to see immediately where the vulnerabilities are right here in the dashboard is super nice. But those are my favorites. Are there any specific features that you find particularly useful in practice with the application management? Also, if a user can deploy multiple applications on the same server, which I understand they can, how can they manage their application access for each of those?
Okay. So like, as I said, like we provide multiple application on the same server. So if you deploy multiple application, then there is a question can come into your mind, like how can I access all the applications and how it is different from the shared hosting, like if all the applications on the same server. So the access is separate and you can go to the, for example, with the team management. Here you can see, like you can also add the team member. So why I am connecting the application to the team member, the reason is to connect because in team member option, you have what you can see. You can select which option you can provide to the user. For example, I have a 3 website and all the 3 websites, like I am doing different projects with these 3 websites. So how can I access, how can I deal with the access? So here's the team member option. You just simply need to enter the email, member name, job title, status, and then you can like deal with the permission. Either you want to give the billing access, support access, and if I click the flexible, then it will ask me if you want to give the full access or the limited access. If I click on the limited access, then there are multiple options like which server you want to provide. Like, do you want to allow the add server option or not? Do you want to allow add-ons, manage projects? For example, if I unclick the full access option, for example, I select the server along with multiple applications and I click on unclick the option of a full access, then it will ask me like, here are two applications. The one is e-commerce store and the other one is staging e-commerce store. So it is asking me which application like I can give the access to the team member. So if I click on this one, the user will not be able to access this staging e-commerce store. Same with the server management, like either I want to give the access of a clone, backup, monitoring, master credentials. If you hide this master credential options, he will not be able to access the backend of your website. So these are the details that you can manage along with the application. And it is very easy to use for those who are dealing with multiple projects on the single server, especially for the agencies or the developers who are dealing with multiple development projects. So you can use the team member options and use the global permission and full access option. It is up to you to remain it checked or unchecked. So the control is in your hand.
Yeah, that's super powerful. You can really get granular with the controls. And I think it's important to reiterate that the Cloudways DigitalOcean support is always there for you. If you get lost in any of these features, you can always reach out to support and they'd be able to help you with choosing specific permissions within your application or managing multiple users, that sort of thing. Great. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Let's pivot a little bit. Can you share some benchmarking data to show our audience how ultra high frequency performance compares to other managed hosting providers?
Sure. So in terms of benchmarking, so we did this in 2023, I think. We compare Vultr high frequency servers and all the Cloudways servers with the top 10 providers in the industry, including Kinsta, WP Engine, Flywheel, DreamHost, SiteGround, Bluehost. So I was the one who was working with the team in this benchmarking task. So I have a document if I can share here. So we perform the benchmarking on the very familiar tools like GT Metrics, PageSpeed Insight, and some of the tools from where we can push the bot traffic on the website and then see how the website is performing, like Loader and the K6.io. So we perform the benchmarking. Let me jump directly to the Vultr high frequency servers. So here you can see the Vultr 2 GB high frequency server on Cloudways with the WooCommerce website. So here you can see the performance metrics, structure, FCP, speed index, LCP, and all the details. Same with the page speed insight with the K6 backend testing. This one is K6 and this one is Loader. The Loader one and the K6 one. So if we compare this with, for example, SiteGround, and if we compare this with, for example, Nexus, so here you can see the performance metrics are 90% or 95%. Here with UPress are 85 and 98. You can see also the FCP is 1.7 second, which is too much for a website. With the Hostinger, the performance is good, but the FCP is like 608 ms, which is compared to Vultr 2 GB high frequency server, which is 7 ms. And we also do the benchmarking for the higher servers, like for the 4 GB server, for the 8 GB server. And you can see like if we jump from 2 GB to 4 GB, CP is like improve here. On the 8 GB, it improved much more now. So we do this benchmarking for our customers and for ourselves to check how what the high frequency servers are performing as compared to our top Cloudways cloud providers. So it was a very, very good task that we do. And we use these benchmarking on our performance pages. And if you see the alternative pages where we compare Cloudways with our direct competitor like WP Engine, Insta, Flywheel. So you can also check out the details from there as well about the performance and the benchmarking. So we have the details, we have the backend work. Based on this work, We, based on this work, like we mentioning all the performance metrics on our top landing pages.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome to see all of these details in this benchmarking. I think it says a lot about Cloudways as a company that they care so much about their performance in comparison to other providers. And clearly you are at the top of the pack. So really interesting to see that. Thanks for sharing that spreadsheet. That's a little behind the scenes look, I think, which is super cool. So why did Cloudways include high frequency servers in its offerings? Is there any specific reason behind this decision?
Okay, thanks for that question. So there has been one continuous request from our customers, like which has significantly influenced our development priorities. So for a technological perspective, this has made us appear as if we are lagging behind our competitors, as we need to provide the providers that are in demand in the industry. We understand that staying ahead in the technology is crucial for maintaining our competitive edge and providing the best possible services to our customers. That is why we include Vultr high frequency servers. I think initially we include Vultr standard server, and then we include the high frequency ones and the Linode one. So we include these provider options on the demand of our customers, and also improve the flexibility, as right now you have 5 options to select on the Cloudways platform: DO, Vultr, Linode, GCP, and AWS.
Yeah, it is nice to have options. And Cloudways, did they have Vultr and then take it away and now bring it back? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Why did you bring it back?
So we removed Vultr and Linode from the platform back in 2023, and there were only 3 options: DO, GCP, and AWS. But we realized in the community, our customers are very vocal, like Cloudways users have been vocal about their preference. And after listening to their feedback, recognize the value and benefit cloud providers like Vultr and Linode bring to the Cloudways user experience. That is why we decided to bring back Cloud Vultr and Linode on the Cloudways platform.
Yeah, you got to listen to what the customers are saying, right? Give them what they want. Cool. Well, thank you so much for answering that. I think there's just one final question here that I have for you that might be helpful for our audience. Do you have any case studies that you can provide or share any stories of customers who are using Vultr for their business sites?
So I have sorted out these 2 case studies that are particularly related to Vultr high frequency. Like you can see, it's an agency where we ask the question about the cloud providers, which one you prefer and use why. So the answer is like we are using Vultr frequency, high frequency servers, and a DigitalOcean as well, because the reason is these are most cost effective for us and value of money is awesome. So this is the one, and the other one is from Robot Army. It is again an agency. So it is about robot army industries, which are saying like how Cloudways lets them to excel performance from its server for enhanced profitability. And we ask the same question about the cloud providers. So the answer is like we are using Vultr high frequency, Absolute Beast, some of our busiest, most expensive site, Vultr HF. They are rock solid servers running multiple sites, are a mix of Linode and Vultr. So they are also using the Vultr high frequency servers, and they are super happy with the performance of their website.
Amazing. And if you provide me with the links to these, I can definitely provide the links to the case studies in the show notes as well, which I think the audience will find super interesting. So, wow. Well, we covered a ton, and I know there's probably some that we didn't get to, but I think that through this webinar, you've given us a very comprehensive overview of how to launch servers and how to launch applications within servers on Cloudways, as well with all the management options that are, available to your customers, to your businesses, to agencies. There's a ton of different ways that you can utilize Cloudways for your business and ultimately customize it to be exactly the way that you want to be for you, which is super, super nice. As you can see, you can really get granular down into the details, into controlling everything on your application and server. So yeah, Denise, thank you so much for going through all of this. We encourage questions. If anybody has any questions, of course, you can reach out. Support is always there to help if you have specific questions about what might be best for your business. So do you have any other closing thoughts before we wrap this up?
I just only need to say thanks to you. Like you give me the opportunity to present Cloudways to your audience. So it was a pleasure to talk to you, and looking forward to the similar webinars in the future as well.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Art. Bye bye.